Hey. It is me, Tom Sorrells, coming to you live and in living color from the Tom Sorrells Broadcast Complex, Southwest Orange County, Florida. What is up? It is Taco Tuesday. We're so excited you're here. Hey, man, what a weekend, huh? What a weekend. Sports were great for me. First of all, the Buckeyes raged. Sorry about your luck, Sparty. I like Sparty. I pull for Sparty one game of the year. I think you know when that game is. I think you do understand that I pull for Sparty when they're playing that other team from up there in the Great White North. Hold on. Facebook's coming in 3, 2, 1. Live video is starting to say, come on, baby, come to Papa. We're live now. All right. Where were we? We're talking about sports for the weekend before we jump headlong into the weather. Did you see the Buckeyes? They look great. Sorry, Sparty. I was trying to explain. I do pull for Sparty one game at least every year. That's the game when you play your in-state rival, that horrible team from up north, over there in Ann Arbor. Don't pull for them ever, but I pull for Sparty. Sure do. But the Buckeyes look great against Sparty, and life is good. How about the Atlanta Braves? 3 weeks ago, Michael was on here busting on me because the Braves were not going to make the playoffs. And lo and behold, made it by the skin of their chin. One big win did it. Put the Braves in. They're in. Hi, Karen. Welcome to Talk to Tom. How are you, baby doll? Life good, things great. I know you're not supposed to call people baby doll, but I call dudes baby doll, women baby doll, kids baby doll, old people baby doll, my dog baby doll. I try to beat it back. I try to beat back that that honey babe sugar, what's going on kind of talk. It's been hard for me. And thank God I'm out of the corporate setting. I was apologizing left and right to people. Hey, Shug. Hey, babe. Hey, sweetie. I know, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's where you're raised in the South to call each other that kind of stuff, and you just can't do it. I am doing very well. Karen, doing well. Working out more, shaving less stress in my life. If I could get Facebook to change the name of my Facebook page, my life would be perfect. Yeah. We'll talk more about that later. Let's talk about the Braves. Did anybody see the Braves make the playoffs? Yeah. So excited. I get excited about baseball in October, and that is today. October has started. Time for playoff baseball. Today, the Braves get rocked. Tonight, in San Diego, the Padres are better than the Braves. They just are. We don't have our guys. We don't have Sale, our number one Cy Young, probably winning. I love the Tigers. Yes, go Tigers. I have a major league split. I bifurcate between American League and National League. My National League team, obviously the Atlanta Braves. My American League team, obviously the Detroit Tigers. Yeah. And right now, Detroit's on fire. Got the Tigers in the playoffs. Got the Lions beating Seattle last night. But the Dolphins are terrible. The Dolphins were great last season. The Dolphins went to Kansas City. LFGM. What does that mean? LFGM. I don't get it. What is it? What do you mean, Hags? Go ahead, spell it out for me. I'm not getting your LFGM. I don't know what that means. Anyway, love the Tigers from the American League. Love the Braves from the National League, and can't get enough of your love, babe. So that's what I'm talking about. Boom, boom, boom. So everything is good. Hello, Tom, said Deborah. Hey, Deborah. Oh, no, man, not the Mets. Hags, bro. I could even put up with you being a Yankees fan. But the Mets? Okay, Hags, while you're here, tell me, didn't you think the games looked rigged yesterday? Especially that first one. It was like the Mets were supposed to win. Yeah, Pete Rose is gone. I met Pete Rose once. We'll talk about that in a minute. It was weird to me that the Braves were way out in front, and then out of nowhere, boom, the Mets are up 6-3. And then out of nowhere, the Braves come back and score 4 runs. And I was like, wait, which way is this rigged? Because everybody's giving up home runs left and right. Everybody's scoring left and right. And then once the Mets had won the first game to get in, they pulled everybody and we beat their JV team and, beat them 3-0. So both teams got in. If you're the Diamondbacks, of course you're mad. Of course you're mad. You wanted these games to be played during the regular season rather than play the day after the regular season when everything else is decided. And if you'll just lose one game and win one game, you both get to go. Giddy up. That looked rigged to me. Anyway, no one agrees? Right. Nobody did rig an NBA draft. Yeah. It's Pete Rose. I interviewed Pete Rose way back in the summer of 85 when I was interning in Nashville at WSMB. So what is that, 85? Is that 40 years ago? 95, 05, 15, 20. 39 years ago this summer, I was an intern. Lord help. 39 years ago this summer, I was an intern. And I interviewed Pete Rose in Nashville, playing the Nashville Sounds. The Sounds were the Double-A team for the Reds at the time. I think Double-A, not Triple-A at the moment. But he was terse and choppy. Johnny Bench was fabulous, sweet to everybody, hugged everybody, signed autographs, did interviews forever. Pete didn't really want to be there. He was angry, choppy. Not angry, but choppy. He was Pete Rose, bro. He was Mr. Competitive. I did like him, though. I did think a lot of Pete Rose, and a lot of people argue over that Hall of Fame thing. And I understand your position if you believe he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. I come down on the side of sometimes the reputation of a lifetime is earned in a moment. And his reputation of a lifetime will be he bet on baseball. Therefore, he can never be in the Hall of Fame. Go ahead, light me up. Just like, Shoeless Joe Jackson can't get in the Hall of Fame. When he's been dead almost 100 years, he can't get in because you rigged a game. You bet on baseball. You can't bet on what you're doing. You can't. I don't know how to parlay that into television, how I made my money, radio, TV. I don't know. But you can't. You're on one team. That's your team. You can't even bet on your own team. And you knew that. You did it anyway. So, I don't know. Wow. You think Ichiro is greater than Rose? Okay. Whatever. But, yeah, I liked Pete Rose. I did. I loved Charlie Hustle. I loved to watch him play. If I could have played baseball like anybody, it would have been Pete Rose. I love that hustle thing. That run people over thing. Run your best friend over, break his rib thing. I liked it. I did. We'll all miss him. And miss his attitude. And I love the city of Cincinnati, too. So, whatevs. Poor Pete. He's gone. Over my shoulder here, I've got the flamenco. Freddie's there. I've got my Detroit Lions cap and my Braves cap up. Can you see them? Go Braves. Go Braves. I don't have to wear a cap today because I've already showered. My hair's clean. I've also got my Buckeye alumni hat. Go Bucks. Go Bucks. All right. Enough of that. Did we cover everything? Detroit is in. Atlanta in. Playoff time. Dolphins. Woo. Woo. Did you watch any of that on Monday Night Football last night? I was texting with my brother, cousin Billy, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is awful. And Billy said, this is like a game between who wants to play the worst. And I said, well, the Dolphins will win that because we don't have a quarterback, so we're going to play the worst. Hey, happy Taco Tuesday to you. I am going to try to hook myself up a taco or two. Are you? Taco Tuesday. I do love Taco Tuesday. I do. Yeah. All right, let's talk weather real quick for a moment. Things are kind of quiet compared to last week when, it was crazy. And it was breaking loose all of a sudden, the way things were going. It was awful. Let me take my picture out. And you look at that rotation that spin over there south of Cuba. That's the area we're watching for potential development. The Hurricane Center was all jacked up about it earlier. They went for a 50% chance of development. Today they've backed that down to a 40% shot that develops in the next 7 days. And a 40% shot is, it is what it is. It's a 40% shot. It doesn't look overly impressive. Other big story is Kirk, Tropical Storm Kirk. Love the name. Kirk, like Herb Street, Kirk. Captain Kirk, Captain James T. Kirk. This is going to be the best hurricane of all. This sucker is going to be a big monster. Big hurricane, middle of the Atlantic, producing swells, maybe for some good surfing. but not going to hit anyone, I don't think, at least not for a while, not as a major storm. So it goes Category 3, Category 4, who cares? Works over the atmosphere, good. Gets a name off the list, okay. Chums up the water, stirs it up a little bit, maybe cools it down. That's the best scenario of all. Go, Kirk, go. Rage away, as long as you hit no one. So, yeah, Kirk will be a major hurricane in the Atlantic, and Jimmy crack corn. No one cares. Just don't hit us. Here's the way it looks on the visible satellite with the sun coming up this morning, rolling right over top, and there's the Gulf of Mexico. That little blossoming inside the Gulf is not going to blow up into anything. It's just outside of the region. It's just moisture along that dead frontal boundary there. Cold front still lingering there with everything funneling up to the northeast. All right, let's look at this, the area of concern one more time. Right in there, there's where the Hurricane Center believes things are going to develop, right in there. Modeling on the Euro is kind of all over the place. Let me take my picture back out one more time. See how the models come up in the Gulf and kind of lose it? Don't make it rage, doesn't tighten it up. Look at Kirk, though. I mean, it takes Kirk and goes, whoa, and rages it all up, pushes it to the northeast, while our little system in the Caribbean is going to hit some wind shear. It's going to have some trouble. Probably not going to do a whole lot. So people are saying, oh my gosh, no, here we go again, here we go again. Not exactly, because there's not much there. And even though it's going to get inside the Gulf before it does develop, this is not Helene. This is not set to go over the Gulf Loop. This is not set to not battle shear. This is not believed to be an explosive monster storm. So there you go. We may have a depression in the Gulf. We may have a rain enhancer by the weekend, or we may get a depression out of it. That all remains to be seen. Just know that for right now, no alerts, no warnings. It is hurricane season. Always stay aware. All right, here at home today in Orlando, it's going to rain a little bit. Where did my Clicko go? There it is. This is from the powerful KMG, clickorlando.com, where I no longer work. But I still use their radar. If they don't want me to use it, they should tell me. I don't think they care. Here's the way the rain looks right now. Not a big deal. Candace was saying this morning that more rain will happen this afternoon. The modeling for the rain has it from Orlando to the east. Check her out at noon. She'll talk more about that. Just know that that's the facts. Jack, touch of light rain or touch of heavy rain is on the way for later. All right, let's finish this up. Got any questions for me? Please ask. I'd love to know what's going on with you and yours. You know who never made it in? Say, Michael. Michael, where are you? Michael. See if I got any. Ted Riggs, thank you. You value my opinion. Okay, thank you. Kirk Gibson. What about Kirk Gibson? What about him? Is he okay? I know that he's battling Parkinson's. Is he okay, though? Why did you mention Kirk? Oh, because I was talking hurricanes. Kirk Gibson, Captain James T. Kirk. Yes, Kirk Gibson. I met Kirk Gibson one time, too. You want to hear that story? Here's my Kirk Gibson story. Yeah, it's heading toward the Gulf. Christy, how you doing, Christy? I know who you are. I met Christy at the Def Leppard show. Yeah, I hadn't shaved in 2 weeks. I looked like the devil. And she goes, hey, Tom Sorrells, I want to take a picture with you. I'm like, I look awful. Christy Monahan. How you doing, girl? Christy, who are you really? I mean, I know who you are. I met you at the show. I met you at the rock and roll show. I remember you. Hi. And we took a picture together, which I never saw. You never sent it to me. And I also don't know who you are. Like, I don't know what you do. Like, you're apparently into race cars because I saw you on Facebook with race car stuff. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here in town. I don't have to go and do the 11 o'clock anymore, but I'm still here. I'll talk about weather, do my thing here on Talk to Tom, but that's about it, you know. Where were we? Oh, Christy, I was asking you about race cars. You're into race cars. You travel with a race car group? Do you shoot video? Do you drive cars? What is it you do? Because I find out, I go do stuff and people all of a sudden are like, oh, yeah. Tom, I'm in TV production. And like, you hear people I've met before and they're in TV production. I didn't know that. I had no clue. All right, what else? What else was I talking about? Kirk Gibson. Kirk Gibby. All right, Gibson is the guy who homered with the 84 Tigers, with his arms up. We win. And then he's the guy who was at 88 or 89 when the A's lost to the Dodgers, and he homered for the Dodgers. Boom, the Dodgers. beat the A's in that opening game and went on to beat them. He sent Dennis Eckersley to the showers. Gibby was a huge gamer. Everybody that likes baseball knows who he is. Well, so he lives in Detroit. I didn't know that. I mean, I would figure a guy like that would live in L.A., but I don't know him. See, once you get to know him, you understand why he lives on the east side of Detroit. Yeah, he's an outdoorsman, likes to hunt, likes to fish. He's a rougher guy. He's not living in L.A. Not an L.A. guy. Even though he played in both places, he's from Michigan, so he came back to Michigan. Well, I didn't know that. And one night, I'm filling in for Chuck Gatica, and I come back to the TV station. And as I come in, there's some dude in the weather office, some scraggly-looking dude, kind of balding, kind of rough-looking. He's got on he's got on dirty shoes and misfit clothes. And I walk in, I'm like, "Hey, man, can I help you?" And he turns and says, "Oh, I was just looking at the weather to see if it's going to rain." I went, "Yeah, okay. No, probably not going to rain until Thursday, so tomorrow's good. Why?" He goes, "I'm thinking about going fishing, blah, blah, blah." Okay, cool. And he leaves. And then, 2 hours later, I was like, who is that loser? Who's that guy sneaking in my weather office? Jive turkey. So he leaves. And then 2 hours later, I see the interview with him. Bernie Smilowitz interviewed him for the show. And I went, oh my God, that was Gibby? That was Kirk Gibson? That guy didn't look like he could play pinochle, much less baseball. He hit me weird. Didn't impress me at all, and I wasn't nice to him. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing in my office? Hey, how you doing?" So he probably thought I was a jerk. And little did I know I was messing with Kirk Gibson. He could have killed me on the spot. Pro athletes. Here's the deal. You never want to get in a fight with a pro athlete. Just like you don't want to get in a shootout with a cop. They shoot better than you. Pro athletes are pro athletes for a reason. They're not normal humans. Yeah. Okay, enough said about that. All right, any questions for me about the Braves, the Dolphins, how bad the Dolphins are, man. It's heartbreaking. I started to say this earlier. The Dolphins went out to Kansas City last year, playoffs, played in the coldest game ever, gave them a game. Fought hard, gave them a game, out. Since then, they've been terrible. I watched them preseason against Tampa, and obviously it's preseason, doesn't matter. But I had a bad feeling that night we were at the preseason game a month ago. I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. This team doesn't look good. And then they cut the number 2 quarterback to promote Skyler, the number 3 quarterback. And then Tua gets laid out. He's fragile. I've said that all along. I watched him. I was at the Bama-Tennessee game the night he hurt his ankle. And I said to my friend Dale, he's fragile. He's too small. He's fragile. Gets hurt a lot. I don't mean that as an insult. I'm just saying he gets broken up. He gets concussions. He breaks things. He gets hurt. Again, he's a pro athlete, and he'd roll me into a ball. I get that. But when he's getting hit by 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 400-pound people, his body can't stay up, can't keep going, and the Dolphins are in a pickle. All right, I'm going to run. I'll be back on Thursday. Try to catch you up on what's going on. Dude, how you doing being an empty nester? You know what is weird? Yes, being an empty nester is not what it's cracked up to be. It hurt me more than Mitra. I will say that. I love the city of Kansas City, too, and I like the Chiefs, okay, Karen. So back to you, Hags. When all the kids are gone, I didn't take it well. I didn't take it well at all. I miss my children horribly. I don't think they miss me as much, but they're not supposed to. They're busy doing their things. They call their mother every day. I get in on the calls. But, being an empty nester is really hard. It's really hard. Now, for the moment, Hags, Thing 3 has come back home. Her job is remote to Oakland, California. She's in San Francisco right now doing a meeting this week, doing a retreat with them. But she's home for a while, which has all been great for me. People are like, oh, your kid came home. Well, not in a loser way. She came home with a full-time gig and is saving big bucks. But it has been a blessing for me because I love having at least one of my children here and talking to the other 2 online and on Skype and whatnot. I love it. But I don't love being an empty nester. Gotta say I don't. I mean, I like the freedom of not having to go to work every day. I like the freedom of me trying to do whatever we want. But I miss my kids horribly. I'm proud of them. It's the way it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to be back here living in the back room with no opportunities. When you're raising kids, what you're really doing is raising good adults, you hope. I miss them, man. I miss that part of my life. And now my oldest is getting married, Hags. She's going to be married, have her own life, her husband, a family of her own. I'm looking forward to her being, married and happily living.